Hi, welcome to 5 Minute Funeral. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Ben.
And this is a podcast about recovery in my life. And you can catch us on Spotify audio and also YouTube. And all of our reels you can catch on all the socials. And so today I wanted to talk about some frustrations.
Yeah.
We are frustrated about our dog, okay?
I would say I am.
Go ahead.
Kind of frustrated with.
We're super frustrated about our dog. So Taz the dog, he's so cute. He's adorable, but he is a little, for the lack of better words, shithead. So he's potty trained and he is pretty spoiled because he's used to having a big yard where he can run around and do whatever he wants and go potty and everything. And that's at Van's dad's house. So at my house, where Van and I live, we don't have a fenced in yard. And so we unfortunately can't just let him run around because we live in a townhouse and the people next door, they have a very large aggressive dog and we don't have a fenced in yard. And so we can't just let him run wild. So
and there's ticks back there too.
And we also have an infestation of ticks.
And it's not just our house. Other people have a bunch of ticks.
Right. Not only that, but in our neighborhood, we also have people that let their dogs out without leashes and they're big dogs. And so we have to be really careful with our dog. Plus, was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 summers ago, Van and I were actually walking our dog, and it was a half a block from Rick's mom's house, Rick's house. And we actually got attacked by a pit bull, and Taz got attacked, and it almost killed Taz. And so we are we're ultra sensitive to other dogs and stuff. So it's really kind of, it's scary. And so when we take Taz out at my house, we have to take Taz out on a leash. And so Taz, he likes to dink around. And sometimes he doesn't even go to the bathroom when we take him out. He'll like go a little bit or whatever. But, a lot of times he won't even go to the bathroom. And so, but fortunately, we only live 8 houses away from Van's dad. So it's kind of nice because we can just go up to Rick's and let him out in Rick's yard. But it's also kind of a pain in the butt to go 8 houses up to Rick's. And, because a lot of times Taz will want to go in the middle of the night or whatever, and it's kind of an inconvenience.
Yeah, and the worst part is that we don't know if this will work because for all we know, Taz could just not even do anything. It's like, I don't know what to understand about Tyler.
Yeah, he's just kind of being a little shit. And so what he's been doing is pissing all over my house and on my carpets and on my couch, just lifting his leg because he's a boy. He has not been neutered and he's just pissing all over everything. And it's starting to, well, for the lack of better terms, pissing me off. Okay. And so anyways, I'm getting frustrated. And Van's getting frustrated because he's home alone with Taz. And so while I'm at work. And
the worst part is I don't even see him do it. It's like he always just sits right next to me. So he's doing it without me knowing about
it. And so we have to keep the bedroom doors shut. And we also have a basement. So he's like sneaky. He's this little sneaky dog, And so anyways, I'm just really getting frustrated. I don't want to have to kennel him during the day. But I'm thinking about kenneling him during the day just because I can't let him continue to piss all over everything because it is starting to get to the point where it's not good. So anyways, we are trying to figure this thing out with this dog. But yeah, we're going to have to start Van's going to have to start walking up to his dad's and taking Taz up to his dad's to go to let Taz out. this dog that wants his own podcast. He just thinks this world is his, and we are just lucky to live in it. So anyways, if anyone has any good ideas about how to deal with Diva Dog, just let us know, because we really need some ideas. He's 8 years old. He's a Chai Poo. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's just being a little shithead. And so anyways, yeah. But that's the frustrating thing that we've got going on in our world right now. So that's it. So anyways, what else is going on, Dan? Other than that, life is great. Other than that, life is pretty good. We're just we're getting all ramped up to go on vacation. 9 days of fun-filled family vacation, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. So, I do want to say that a good friend of mine just got a hold of me. She, I don't want to say too much, but she just reappeared. She got out of prison, and she's back in Omaha, and I'm just so happy because she's a really, really great human being, and I'm so, so excited. She's going to be coming on the podcast here pretty soon, and we went to an AA meeting last night, and she's one of my favorite people. I've known her for a really long time. She's a great person, and stay tuned, because she's going to be a regular on this podcast. So can't wait to have her on. So I'm going to read The Language of Letting Go, July 30th, 2026. It's accepting powerlessness. Since I've been a child, I've been in an antagonistic relationship with an important emotional part of myself, my feelings. I have consistently tried to either ignore, repress, or force my feelings away. I have tried to create unnatural feelings or force away feelings that were present. I've denied I was angry, when in fact I was furious. I have told myself there must be something wrong with me for feeling angry, when anger was a reasonable and logical response to the situation. I have told myself things didn't hurt when they hurt very much. I have told myself stories such as, that person didn't mean to hurt me. He or she doesn't know any better. I need to be more understanding. The problem was that I had already been too understanding of the person and not understanding and compassionate enough with myself. It has not just been the large feelings I have been at war with. I have been battling the whole emotional aspect of myself. I have tried to use spiritual energy, mental energy, and even physical exertion to not feel what I need to feel to be healthy and alive. I didn't succeed at my attempts to control emotions. Emotional control has been a survival behavior for me. I can thank that behavior for helping me get through many years in situations where I didn't have any better options. But I have learned a healthier behavior, accepting my feelings. We are meant to feel. Part of our dysfunction is trying to deny or change that. Part of our recovery means learning to go with the flow of what we're feeling and what our feelings are trying to tell us. We are responsible for our behaviors, but we do not have to control our feelings. We can let them happen. We can learn to embrace, enjoy, and experience. Feel the emotional part of ourselves. Today, I will stop trying to force and control my emotions. Instead, I will give power and freedom to the emotional part of myself. So, this is interesting. So, I do suppress a lot of my emotions. Because I don't want people to see me be emotional. And I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I guess I don't want people, I guess for the longest time in my life, I thought that showing certain emotions would make people think that I'm weak, maybe, because I always thought I was just such a Bonnie badass, and I wanted to be tough, you know. I had that hard, tough exterior, and I wanted to be the strong girl, and I guess now I don't. I guess I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be that tough girl anymore. I want to be vulnerable, and I want to be the sweet girl that shows the softer side. I still want to be strong, don't get me wrong, and I want to be tough, but I don't want to be like, hard. I don't want to be that one girl that I used to be where I don't want to be scary anymore. When I was in treatment years and years and years ago, we did this thing called the hot seat. And I remember when it was my turn to do the hot seat, and everybody was like ready to do the hot, they came around, and no one wanted to tell me the negative things. No one would say anything. And the therapist was like, everybody needs to say something. And no one would say anything because they were scared. And I am 5'1", and I weigh about 110 pounds, and no one would say anything. And I was like, what in the fuck? And I felt really sad. And at first I was like, like I felt like, wow, I've got a lot of power. And then I was like, wow, that's sad that no one could even tell me anything about me, that no one could give me any critique, anything that I could work on. And it really made me sad because that's dangerous, and really sad and pathetic that I am that mean and just that kind of a person that, and that I don't even know the word that people are, I'm that unapproachable that people won't even give me any sort of feedback, negative feedback. And so I really worked on that while I was there. That was the second week that I was there, or the third week that I was there. And so that my therapist and I and my chaplain, we worked really hard for the last 10 days that I was there. And we did my hot seat again before I left. And before I left, and they did it again. And they did actually give me my negative feedback. And it was really profound the second time around. And I was really happy when people gave me the negative feedback. And, I welcome negative feedback. I'm not scared of the negative feedback. In fact, I don't mind it. It actually, I encourage negative feedback because that's how you grow, and that's how you become a better person. And so, anyways, yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird dynamic. So anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just went off on a whole different tangent, but, yeah, when I was in treatment, it was a really weird situation when people wouldn't do that for me. It made me really sad, and I really wanted to work really hard on that. And I'm finding that that sometimes I revert back to that a lot, that mean girl, and I hate it. I hate that girl. And that's my ego. And I have to pray to God. And I prayed to God today, this morning, because that ego of mine came out yesterday at work when I called that guy a dick. And yeah, and I just have to pray to God to take my ego away. And, because that's my self-inflated ego. And I just have to ask God to remove that character defect of mine. And yeah. And I have to just control my emotions and, I just have to ask God to remove that from me and control my emotions and do better. Just be better. That's all I can do. So yeah, that's all I got with that. So, what do you think about that?
I don't have anything else to add.
You don't?
can't
I went off on a huge tangent. I don't even know. Did that even make sense?
I don't know. I was trying to keep it on task.
Okay. But yeah, we definitely are meant to feel. We're definitely meant to feel, and we are responsible for our behaviors.
Yeah.
But we do not have to control our feelings. We can let them happen. And we can learn to embrace, enjoy, and experience, feel the emotional part of ourselves. So yeah. So with that being said, I think that it's good to feel our feelings, and I hope that all made sense to you.
I think that did make sense when I heard it.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you want to get sober, get a hold of me in the link. And if you want to leave comments or questions, please feel free to. And I will answer them as best as I can. And Taz would love some feedback too. Because he thinks this is his world. All right. Have yourself the best July 30th ever, because it's the only July 30th, 2026 you're ever going to have. Take care of yourself. Like and subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.